1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Follow the leader when the leader.
Oh my God.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Been checking you for so long, and I feel, girl, you should let me know what the deal.
You gonna play a slow jam with me and Troy?
Peeping out your vibe, think you wanna let me slide. So what you need to do right now is keep it real.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I know you want me, girl, just like I want you. I want you. So stop running like you don't when you do.
I feel like we should take our clothes off or something. I don't
So
know.
if you're feeling naughty, and if you're really about it, and if you give me rowdy, my love gonna make you shout it. Feeling like loving me, if you feeling like kissing me, if you feeling like loving me, holding me, feeling like whoa.
You were checking out the Danny Morrison show. You were checking out the Danny Morrison Slow Jam show. KBLA Talk 1580. Like,
Oh, yeah.
what are you doing, man? You supposed to come in with some heat. I thought you were going to come in
He
with
knew
some...
the relationship guru was here. He was trying to
is that
set the
what it is?
atmosphere. Are we going into relationship questions?
Danny Mo, why are you tripping?
I thought you was going to come in with just like some, go. Little Busta Rhymes, because I played that inside my flyer today.
I'm just saying, we do a balance here. We play hip hop, we play R&B.
You know what's happening.
We can't smooth it out.
He's getting a feminine text right now. He's getting a text. Was like,
Nah,
can
that's
you
not
throw
it.
some silk in there?
Was that for your lady? Is that what it was?
Nah. It's
okay.
going down, though. It's going
Whoa,
down.
what?
It's gonna go down.
Come,
You feel
you
me?
hey,
Oh!
You got to get to the house, take care of business, man.
Hey,
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
But it's a lot of moving pieces behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying?
It
Sometimes I
is.
just gotta
You just throw something
break
on.
up the
yeah,
monotony.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Break up the monotony.
At
I
least
wish I had more time to think about a song, but hey, it is what it is.
At least somebody getting lucky tonight. I'm gonna be with my friend Johnson & Johnson tonight. We're just gonna be hanging out, doing our thing.
This is what's happening.
That's what's happening. I'm just.
Just the reality is present. The reality is present. In the
You've
building.
heard many of my Pulse one-on-one interviews on my show with people that I feel have their fingers on the pulse of Black America. And tonight you get another boost to Black brilliance and excellence. Interviews with people that I feel that you need to know. You guys know this cat. He's a regular at this point. He's a host, comedian, actor, speaker, author. But he's even much more than that. His comedy and hosting style brings his amazing writing, improvisational, and production skills to the masses. Every single time he steps on the stage or in a TV or radio studio, he continues to tour during comedy forums and speaking engagements around the globe and is a published author of several books. In 2016, Troy launched his radio morning show live 5 days a week from Los Angeles. The Troy Rawlings Morning Show podcast can be found on the LA Radio Now YouTube channel and other platforms. And outside of his live show productions, Troy produced his first TV pilot for NBC called The Troy Rawlings Show. And also became a producer of the documentary movie called Where Have All the Fathers Gone? He's currently touring with his Taboo Talk Comedy Tour and The Love Show, and is a contributing journalist with Sheen Magazine. Tonight he descends back into the Danny Mo Show to share his thoughts on tonight's topic of conversation and a few other topics bubbling within the Black zeitgeist. Ladies and gentlemen, inside my Post one-on-one, the multi-talented
Good God.
Troy Rawlings. Come on, let's go.
When I tell you that Negro bring you out, that Negro bring you out.
I'm going to bring it out. Come on.
Unapologetically.
So you had a tough time parking, I'm hearing.
Yeah. I was about to be El Pollo Todo. I was about to get El Pollo Toad. El Toyo. Toyo Cayo.
El Toyo Loco.
Yeah, it was going to be El Toyo Loco today.
Andy set you straight because, man, you go out there, you try to park at that
Oh, and
parking
those
lot.
people in the drive-thru are gangster. I was like, hey, I'm just trying to get around. And they had the tent. So
nah.
I'm talking to like Christine or something. This is old school for y'all. Y'all don't know about
Dang,
Christine.
you're going way back.
Like the cars that, like the car would not move. I was like, hey, I'm just trying to. I was like, I am in deep LA. I don't want to throw the wrong point. And he think, oh, it's going down?
You got to watch out,
Yeah,
man.
I gotta
And
be
them
mindful.
security guards over there, them cats, man. It's like it's Fort Knox or something. Come on.
He immediately, when the brother Looked out. He said, "You might want to move your car." I looked over. The security guard was like behind my car. Like,
I
was
dare
like,
you
"Where'd
to
he come
park here.
from?"
You got to watch out, man. You better buy a burrito or something to park there. I'm just saying.
Yeah, almost did. Almost did. I was about to say, "Hey, I had some El Pollo Loco earlier too."
I'm going to tell you, this is off topic, but I'm going to tell you.
sorry.
After a workout, go there, get some chicken breast, you know what I'm saying? Flour tortillas, you know, a little bit of they got some soup. I forgot the name of the soup. It's called chicken soup. Fire. It's fire. $75, but fire.
I did spend $13 on a burrito today.
See
so
that?
it's like,
$13 for a burrito?
I had a drink.
Don't get a drink. You have to take out a loan to get a drink.
Yeah, it was gangster.
But Andy, you big on El Pollo too, right? Fire, man. We're in Inside My Post 101 with Troy Rawlings, talk about everything that's going on. Because you know, we got to first ask how you doing, King.
I'm good, man. I'm good. You know when somebody says I'm good, like when a guy says I'm good like that, we exhale and it's like I'm good.
That means the guy's
Everybody's healthy.
Okay.
My little one's healthy. I got a chance to hit the stage. Big shout out to my girl Dana Keel, producing an amazing comedy show. It's called that's a damn shame. Continental Comedy.
You couldn't even come up with the name.
Continental Comedy. But she did it at Flappers Sunday on Mother's Day. We had a ball over there.
I saw your post on that. Yeah.
Great new comedians, a couple young comedians. It was really refreshing to hit the stage and be around some, you know, it's great. I mean, it's great to be around vets, but it's when you see new folks that got that gleam in their eyes, even if they've been doing it for some years, it felt really good.
How do you feel when you see somebody on stage and you go, this person should not be doing comedy? Do you kind of nudge them and tell them? Or
No, because everybody has you just don't know where they are in the process.
Okay.
And if they're, I usually go by, if they ask or something like that, I give everybody laughs. If it's something in there funny, I'm a laugh. I'm the loud laugher who's supporting you, like your father. Like, keep going, son.
Don't do it.
Keep going.
So
it's over.
So you're not one of those smug comedians. You can't laugh at another man's jokes.
I laugh. I find stupid things funny, so I laugh at everything. And I'm the comedian at the show that's laughing.
That's cool.
Yeah. I'm not that. Yeah, I'm not the dude. I know some people.
Some cats won't laugh at another man's jokes,
comics,
right?
Oh my God. I mean, it's comics. I've seen comics. Oh, that's hilarious. That's funny.
Oh, that's just wrong.
That's what you get. That's why.
Is it because it's just you guys are battling? You guys are bulls in a china shop,
It's
man.
not that. It's just that you always thinking about. Comics think different. Everything is funny. Like everything is fun. Like I was talking to a friend of mine. She did a show on Mother's Day as well in L.A. I think no, further out. But she was doing a Mother's Day show at a private house, and she was like, "Oh, there was so much going on. Kids was running around, this, that, and other." I was like, "Did you talk to the people though? Because you don't go to a house and start throwing jokes out. Talk to the people." And I was like, "You already funny." Most comedians just have to realize you're already funny. You're not trying to go out there and be funny. In my opinion, you're trying to connect with the people.
Right.
I want them to remember my name.
Okay.
If it's 9 comics on the show, how do I get them to remember my name?
Yeah, but some of these comedians got to understand, like, we want you to connect, but we also want you to have some jokes set up. I've been to comedy shows where cats just totally talk to the audience the entire night, and I'm like, this is not funny.
Oh, no, you use it. You should have material. Like, I have a bunch
Exactly.
of material. I mean, I've been doing this 21 years.
Yeah.
So I got a bunch of material. But let me I should be able to talk to the audience and get my point.
Yes.
Because if they're connecting on that,
Yes.
let's deal with that tonight. You know, if I only got, sometimes you hit these clubs and you make 8, 10, 15, 20 minutes. That's not a lot of time.
Is
so
that all you'll get, really?
Yeah. Unless you're headlining and you might have 45 minutes to an hour. Now, if it's an us show, you never know what's gonna happen. So it's like roll the dice.
Show.
I've been to an us show and the host did 45 minutes up front.
Wow.
I was like, dang, and he got 12 comics on the show?
I was at the Savoy.
LA is spoiled.
I was at the Savoy about a year ago, and it was hilarious. And I'm going to tell you who really shut the place down. Melanie Camacho.
Yeah, Melanie is. Plus, Melanie's like a regular. She's a go-to.
And
she's just polished. Like Melanie can go anywhere and do a set and do a thing, and yeah, she's very polished.
I only bring that up because people say women ain't funny.
Oh man, I could run down. 20 female. Let me make sure.
Well, I was going to say, run down three female comedians that you think are very funny. Melanie Camacho's got to be one of them, I'm assuming.
I'll throw Melanie in there.
She
But
is
Wanda
hilarious.
Sykes is hilarious to me.
Agreed.
Are we just talking about black or white? Doesn't matter.
I'd love to stay black, but if you got to go
Let's do
white,
black.
sounds like
Coco Brown. Kim Whitley is funny. Sherry Shepherd is funny. But
You think Samoa's funny?
Samoa's hilarious.
Okay.
Samoa's been. I don't even know where to put her. She's been doing it so long, and then producing and being shows with like she'll do a show and she'll be the only lady on the show. Mm-hmm. You know, Coco Brown does that too. Sometimes they'll be the only women on the show and can hold it down.
And Samora will be more raunchy than the guys.
Samora, she can go anywhere. Monique, yeah.
You think Monique's funny?
Yeah, right. We
just
doing
saying
that?
You just saying that on camera.
Because
you got us on Instagram Live.
I just
right now.
noticed the big camera on the side. And are we on YouTube Live?
I don't think Monique's funny. I ain't got no problem saying it. I don't think she's funny.
You don't think she's funny?
I don't. That's just me though.
Hey Mo.
Is Mo in the chat?
Is Mo in the chat? Monique is fun. You know what I'm saying? I
think she's a funny comedic actor, but I don't think that she's funny on stage.
Monique has been around. That's what I was saying about Samoa. Some comedians have been around so long. Mm-hmm. Who doesn't really do a lot of comedy anymore. That's funny, but she has the talk show side. What's my sister's name who's on the talk? You know what I'm talking about? That's a daggone.
Not Sherry. What is her name? I can't remember her name.
Oh man, that's a daggone shame.
That's crazy. We
on the air.
Somebody watch the YouTube chat.
Somebody.
Who's the queen that's on the talk, guys, right now? She's a stand-up comedian.
IG before
they always come through. But
yeah, they do.
Marcus Atkins said Lunel. You think Lunel's funny?
Lunel is hilarious. I'm sorry. Lunel's my girl too.
Right.
Lunel, I love Lunel. I don't know. I want to hear a female.
Cheryl Underwood.
And Cheryl's a vet. You know, Cheryl Underwood. When I think about, like, you probably, like me, you came up around the time of Def Jam. Yeah. So anybody from Def Jam, any of the females from Def Jam were just amazing.
Mm-hmm. I bring that up because I've told Andy and I told my audience before, I love my comedy to be raunchy. I want it to be aggressive, F-bombs and the whole nine, right?
I want a fine female to make me.
But not women. I don't want the
women.
Like that? I don't like it.
Well, I want a woman to be a woman. I want her to be who she is, though.
Samora is aggressive, though, man.
But she's funny. You know, Lunel is funny.
Yeah.
Lunel is funny and short and might be auntie, stuff like that. Got sexy there, and she said, "Look, she's sexy." Lunel is doing Fenty. Yeah. Right. Yeah, she got OnlyFans, a real one.
Crazy. Who's the queen that's got the show? It's called the Pat Something Show. Who's that? Pat Something. I can't remember her last name. She's got a show on HBO, man.
Miss Pat.
Miss Pat. Yeah, that's her name. She's pretty funny.
Funny.
Yeah, I must say.
But yo, Wanda Sykes is on a whole. When I watch Wanda Sykes, she's a beast to me.
Really quick.
Oh my God, and got so many different places they can go, and you know.
She's one of the smartest writers out there of anybody, male or female, or black, white, doesn't matter. She's just brilliant to me. And when they had her on Comedy Central, she was hosting The Daily Show a couple months ago. I said they need to give her that gig.
I'm wondering if they're gonna let it be a woman.
I bet they're thinking about it. I guarantee.
I thought it would have been Roy Wood or a woman, or they Jon Stewart. They had it.
They're not gonna go with a black man again.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
It's too much.
I think they're gonna go. They're gonna go with a black woman. Watch. And Wanda,
Wanda would be perfect.
Perfect.
But if she wants to settle into a gig, I think they'd have to really pay her.
She's doing a lot. She's making movies. She's on the Upshaws TV show, right?
She's one of those people that can go and like headline in Vegas and stuff. Mm-hmm. Kind of like, you know. That's why I said Lunel is on a whole nother level. Lunel is like headlining the Jimmy Kimmel Comedy Club in Vegas on Sundays and Mondays.
Is she really? Yeah, she's big time.
I think it's Sundays and Mondays.
1-800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we'll ask some more questions to Mr. Troy Rollins, and I'm going to toss you out our top 5 dead or alive, and you can think about it. And you got a couple minutes here, and when we come forward, you can answer, okay?
Oh.
Next month is the 40-year anniversary of the release of the Eddie Murphy classic film Trading Places. Next month is the 40-year anniversary. So your top 5 dead or alive, I want you to give me the best Eddie Murphy films of all time. Your top 5. 1-800-920. Not right now.
The radio people. I want you to give us all the people in your life that you love. When we get back.
God, Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. Troy Rollins inside my post one-on-one. Stay there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles. From middays to nighttime. Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
Congratulations to Pristine Pipeline, LLC, for being this week's winner of KBLA's Office of the Week. Your office won lunch for 10, delivered by the original Taco Pete. Congratulations to Pristine Pipeline, LLC.
I switched to Boost Mobile and got a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Want to know the best part?
It was free?
Nope.
The fact that it's on America's largest 5G networks?
Nope. It's the ding.
Oh yeah, love the ding.
Right? It's all about the ding. It's the dingarooski, the dingarone, the ring-a-ding-ding.
Unleash your power to save with Boost. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone when you switch. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power.
And the ding.
Limited time offer. New customers only. Available on select networks. 5G not available everywhere. One device per line. Tax excluded. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
Meet Joe A,
Hi.
Joe B,
Hello.
and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with AutoSave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect. Support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase. Make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Great. It's yours. See you then.
Nathan's Tiki-themed bar is swimming in end-of-year party bookings.
Where can I find that many servers? They want headlamps? And I'm gonna need to find a band.
He needs caterers to navigate the rising tide.
No, Mario, not your cousin's cover band.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Tired of being locked out of job opportunities and shut down by systemic racism? KBLA stands with you in fighting for the rights of black workers, and we don't black down. The Los Angeles Black Workers Center is a dynamic alliance of workers, organized labor, community-based organizations, clergy, students, and scholars, working collectively to improve the position of the black working class. The LA Black Workers Center takes a comprehensive approach to addressing the black jobs crisis. Their programs promote access to quality jobs, racial equity in hiring and retention, discrimination-free job sites, and they prepare black workers for employment in high-wage, career-track jobs. The Black Workers Center supports workers who need help protecting their rights on the job. They give workers access to quality jobs and remove systemic barriers to employment. To sign up for free career readiness training, get involved in organizing around anti-discrimination, learn about union apprenticeship programs, or sign on to a trade registry, please visit www.lablackworkerscenter.org. That's lablackworkerscenter.org. Together, we can beat the black jobs crisis. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
You were smack dab inside my post one-on-one with Troy Rawlings, and we're about to get into my top 5 dead or alive, and he better come up with the right answer on this one, because we're going to fight. Let me reset it, okay? Your category, next month is the 40-year anniversary of the release of the Eddie Murphy classic film Trading Places, which, by the way, hilarious, man.
Yeah.
I got legs. I can see. Absolutely hilarious. Mm-hmm. I want you to give me top 5 dead or alive, best Eddie Murphy films of all time. Go.
Best Eddie Murphy films of all time.
Let's go 5 to 1. How about that? Build me up, Buttercup.
5 to 1. All right. My oh man, it's hard. I can't put them in order.
Okay. Just go ahead randomly.
All right. Boomerang.
Okay.
Beverly Hills Cop 1.
Definitely.
Definitely Trading Places.
Definitely.
Harlem Nights. Coming to America.
Harlem Nights does not belong in the top 5, man.
Man, you're crazy.
That's actually, it's not a very good film.
Harlem Nights is hilarious.
It is
Let me tell you something. Harlem Nights, the dialogue alone in Harlem Nights, you got, and just the prestige of it all.
Oh, it's phenomenal. Red Fox up in there.
But the dialogue alone, Della Reese and Red Fox.
In there, I'll shoot off your pinky toe. I get it.
I can't even quote anything from that movie in here that I want to quote.
I bet it is the lowest rated film of Eddie Murphy's career.
Oh, you talking about? That's what I said. If you're talking about blockbusters,
yeah,
then it would be Beverly Hills Cop 1, 2, not 3. Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2.
Terrible.
Trading Places.
Yeah.
Coming to America. And And then it would go into some of the child movies, Nutty Professor, Dr. Dolittle.
You know what's funny about Beverly Hills Cop 3? Like, he did Trading Places with John Landis as a director, right? One of his greatest films of all time. They got back together, and you would think that Cop 3 was going to be just as good as Trading Places.
I heard they were beefing on. John Landis, I think, also didn't he do Coming to America?
Yes, and they were beefing on that set.
On that set, right.
But they came back together and did Cop 3, though.
Yeah, because the company was like, if you don't get your ass back over there and make that money with this dope.
Well, it was a terrible film, and they're making right now for Netflix.
I heard a little win on 4, and they got to edit it.
I'ma watch it
I'm gonna watch anything Eddie Murphy did. I mean, shoot, I love the Dolomite movie he just did.
I did too.
That was great.
Am I the only one that likes the movie Life?
Oh, I love Life.
So why didn't you name it?
It was still sad to me. It was a funny movie, but it was still sad, man. It was like
because they never officially got out until they were.
Yeah, and then you watch everybody die.
Right.
Like so, it was deep. It was deep. But
you gonna eat your cornbread?
But it was an epic movie. But it was like an epic movie about cats being in jail. You know, it's
so you can't be funny in jail. Is that what you're saying? Has there
you
ever
can
been
be funny?
Trading Places? He's very funny in jail.
Yeah. 48 Hours. The only reason I didn't include 48 Hours is because it was a blockbuster.
Huge.
And another 48 Hours was a blockbuster. But and actually, without Eddie Murphy, there would have never been a buddy cop film at all.
You got that
buddy
right.
Cop, he's created the buddy cop drama.
Yeah, people forget when he was on Saturday Night Live, he was like 19 years old on SNL, man.
Let me give you some. So what's the actual 40-year anniversary? So it's 83, right?
Mm-hmm.
So understand this. In 83, I think he was. That means he was 21.
That's crazy, right?
Think about this.
Yeah.
He was 21. He did Delirious.
Yep.
Between 19 or 20 and 21, he did Delirious. Hey, what's going on, everybody? He did Delirious.
No, we're just doing a radio show. You know, it's all good.
Right. We just
don't worry about me. But you were saying
he did Delirious. He did
SNL.
Well, give it more perspective. He was still 19, 20 when he did 48 Hours.
Yes.
So he does 48 Hours, Trading Places, Beverly Hills Cop, Delirious.
That's insane.
Like, by the time I think he was like 21, 22, because he was like 23, 24 when he did Raw.
Mm-hmm. You can make the case in 1983, Eddie Murphy was the biggest black TV and movie star.
80s. You can run through at least 80. You can run through at least 82 to 85.
Some would say early 80s. Richard Pryor got something to say about that though, because Pryor was still popping early 80s.
Yeah, I mean, he was anything he did movie. He was a movie star. He was the guy. Yeah. Richard Pryor was the guy, and I think.
When did Sunset Strip come out?
Live and Sunset Strip was after the burn incident.
It's gotta be 83, 2, 3, right? We gotta look that up.
I'm
Andy, help a brother out.
Y'all gotta help me with.
When did Live on the Sunset Strip with Richard Pryor come out? I guarantee you, it's 82, 83. And the reason I asked that question, I think you can make the case. I still say it's Eddie, but it's close. Who was the biggest black movie star in the early 80s? 82. So yeah.
If you're talking about,
because keep in mind, Eddie had made Trading Places, but he wasn't necessarily the star that we know as Eddie Murphy yet with that movie. Only until he got Cop in 84, we saw him as a huge movie star. He was dominating SNL. He was huge on Trading Places. And what was that military movie that he did too? They had a bit role in that too. Best Defense, remember that?
That was him and Dudley Moore, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I mean, he hadn't really grabbed the culture yet.
Nah.
But Cop 1, Jesus.
Mike Williams, Comedy Act Theater in the building.
In the building.
Talking about comedy. Mr. Michael Williams.
Mr. Michael Williams in the building. Appreciate you, King. But Cop 1, he was a monster. So I'm just saying you can make the case that he was the biggest TV and movie actor 83 on in the world. Is that fair? At the same time?
Yeah, I think the early 80s. At least the early 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody could touch with. Eddie Murphy was Eddie Murphy.
Eddie was Eddie.
Eddie was Eddie.
We're talking to my man Troy Rawlings, Inside My Post 101, Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. All right, so check it out, Troy. You know how we do. What I want to do with you tonight, again, present a few of the hottest trending social and political topics bubbling within the black zeitgeist, as we do. This week, I brought some corresponding media content to help us along the way. I'll serve and you return serve, and we will see where it goes. You in?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's make it happen here. You want to try? You want to try this now, or you want to do it on the other side? What are we doing here? You want to try Kev on stage now? Let's do it here. Our first story features our primary topic of conversation tonight. Content creator Kev on Stage took Rap TV to task recently in their coverage of the Jamie Foxx medical complication, and he was surprised to see who were the wizards behind the curtain, no pun intended. Listen.
First of all, I'm sad that Jamie Foxx's daughter Corinne had to even refute this Rap TV post that said the family was reportedly preparing for the worst. I'm glad that she said that Jamie's been out of the hospital for weeks and recuperating, even playing pickup ball. But I'm mad that Rap TV even got this rumor started. So I asked myself, who is Rap TV? Because they make all these posts about black people, hip hop communities, this and that. Who are these people that they could get a rumor going like this that she had to refute? And look who owns Rap TV. Does this look like the person you thought owned Rap TV? Didn't look like it to me. Who else works at Rap TV? Let's just take a look. I went down to the LinkedIn. I said, well, who's over here? Who's in charge of the post? Well, look who we got here. Look at the head of content. Look at Griffin Fromm. Wow, he's the head of content for Rap TV. Look at Jordan Mordini. He's the head of music partnerships at Rap TV. Look at Logan Stout, operations manager Rap TV. Look at Tyler Perry. That ain't the Tyler Perry I thought would be associated with Rap TV. Why are people who look like this whole business Rap TV? Look at their Instagram. Look at their posts. Look at the faces of the people on the post. Look who they create stories about. Look how many followers they got just on Instagram. 10 million just on Instagram. On Twitter, they go viral all the time. They are apparently, according to them, the biggest hip-hop community in the world. Daniel Snow's been approved.
That's cool. So, Troy. First of all, he reminds me of you, by the way. Do you ever get that?
Kev on Stage?
You guys have the same sort of vibe. Oh. And matter of fact, it seems like you're going after the same industry, too. Seems like.
Oh, Lord.
Industries, plural. What is your reaction to hearing that white people are in control of one of the most successful hip-hop conglomerates out there? And should everyone be invited to the cookout if white people are buying most of the beef for the grill?
Doesn't Viacom own BET?
Not for long. Looks like Shaq might have something to say about that. But right now, yes.
And we should see if they, but for all intents and purposes,
yes,
that's not new. I mean, it's really not new. I mean, if we really dug into all the companies that's putting out most of the stuff on social media, let alone the platforms that we're doing social media on.
Yes.
Like we're complaining about white folks owning a black pushed company while we're pushing stuff on a white own platform.
Right. Yeah, mad at Elon while sitting on Black Twitter.
Yeah, we on Twitter talking about I hate Elon Musk. I can't stand you.
I'm gonna tweet that out right now.
You gonna block me? You know how pissed people get when they get in Facebook jail.
Oh
they
my
literally
God.
Like, I can't believe Facebook put it in jail. I can't. If you don't own it, it can end at any time.
But hold that thought. 1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we will have him silence his laptop. Didn't tell him to do that. We're going to tell him to do that. Right? Yeah, that was you. Lord. And we got more topics that we'll be going through that are bubbling within the black zeitgeist. You know how we do. Danny Morrison Show in conversation inside my Pulse 101 with Troy Rawlings. Danny Mo Show, KBLA. Stay there.
Nighttime is the right time for Danny Morrison on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Julius White. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. President Biden is heading to Japan as negotiations over raising the debt ceiling are being held in Washington. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said Biden will attend the G7 summit to talk with leaders about the war in Ukraine, clean energy, and artificial intelligence. There are now differing versions of what Prince Harry and Meghan Markle say was a near-catastrophic car chase for 2 hours with paparazzi in New York City. African-American Mayor Eric Adams says that's hard to believe, but even so, a chase should not be happening.
It would be horrific to lose an innocent bystander during a chase like this and something to have happened to them as well. So I think we have to be extremely responsible. I thought that was a bit reckless.
Law enforcement officials dispute the couple's initial version that it was near catastrophic and instead call it a bit chaotic. I'm Julius White on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Need an accident attorney by your side? All you got to do is call the accident guys.
Injured in a car accident or at work? Call the accident guys. Because unlike other firms, an attorney will negotiate your case, not a paralegal.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcasts of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Follow the leader. Oh my God. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Life is uncertain. It's okay to feel stressed, anxious, worried, or frustrated. It's normal. With CalHope's free and secure mental health resources, it's easy to get the help you and your loved ones need when you need it the most. Call our warm line at 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org today.
KBLA Talk 1580 stands for Unity and Healing. African Focus Incorporated is a nonprofit organization based in California that focuses on the growth and well-being of Africans all around the world. Their mission is to promote the well-being of people of African descent through knowledge and appreciation of one another by building a bridge of love and understanding. African Focus Incorporated strives for cultural, educational, and economic growth. They're the organization behind the African Family Induction Ceremony, African Goodwill Awards, African Focus Trailblazer Tours, African Dance Competition, and Showcase Los Angeles, Family Day, Good News Windows Microfinance Project, and more. To volunteer, travel with African Focus, or to attend one of their community building events, please call 310-676-7730. That's 310-676-7300. Or visit AfricanFocus.org. This is a diaspora-wide community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Maytag month has got it going on. It's all you want with the savings all month long. Baby, can't you see? Maytag month is all you need. You know you can't go wrong when Maytag month is going on.
Upgrade to the performance you need on all Maytag major appliances during May is Maytag month, happening all month long.
Maytag month is going on.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action is the youth component of the impactful CBO, known as the Community Coalition. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action has chapters at almost every South LA high school. Say Yeah, as they are popularly known, is located at 80th and Vermont, but serves young people all over South LA. Under the COCO umbrella, they train youth organizers, help underserved scholars prepare for college, and work with students to help them gain admission to top universities. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action fosters teen activism, where young people have led campaigns moving tens of millions of dollars to South LA schools and forcing officials to make AP classes available to students in under-resourced institutions. SCES scholars have taken part in the March on Washington, been published in major news outlets, and been elected to city council. Long before she was mayor, Karen Bass started the program when she founded the Community Coalition. To donate, volunteer, or enroll a student in South Central Youth Empowered Through Action, please visit cocsouthla.org. cocsouthla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
Nothing to y'all. Understand nothing was done for me, so I don't plan on stopping at all. I want this forever mine, ever mine, ever mine. I shut this down in the mall and telling that girl she the one for me, and I ain't even planning to call. I want this forever mine, ever mine, ever mine.
Ever, Mr. S in the building.
There they go, back in stadiums as shady spitzes flow. Nuts they go, macadamian they go so ballistic, whoa. He can make them look like bozos, he's wondering if he should spit this slow. Oh no, go for broke, his cup just runneth over, oh no. He ain't had him a bust like this since the last time that he overdosed. They've been waiting patiently for Pinocchio to break his nose. Back into the game and they know rap will never be the same as before. Bashing in the brains of these and establishing a name as he goes. The passion and the flame is ignited, you can't put it out once we light it. This is exactly what the that I'm talking about when we riot. You dealing with a few true villains who stand inside of the root true spilling and spit true feelings until our true feelings come flying up out of our mouths, never mind it. Payback for the way that you got me, how's it taste? When I slap the taste out of your mouth with the bass so loud that it shakes the place. I'm Hannibal Lecter, so just in case you're thinking of saving face, you ain't gonna have no face to say by the time I'm through with this place. So Dre,
I'm telling y'all right now, y'all better give that white boy his props and stop playing. Y'all better stop playing with Eminem. Okay? He wasn't named number one on that top 50 greatest rappers of all time. I don't think the black community would have let that stand. However, there's been some legendary MCs that are out there saying he only gets props because he's white. And I go, no. You can say he made those record sales because he's white. But you ain't going to sit here and say that fool can't spit.
Yeah, it's M can spit.
M is nice. Is he the top? Where was he again? Andy 5? Is he the 5th greatest rapper of all time? Right? Jay-Z, K-Dot, Nas, Pac, M, as I might recall. Is that right?
That's what they. Who's K-Dot?
Kendrick Lamar, man. Are you from L.A. or what? What's the deal?
I'm from Baltimore.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
I don't know K-Dot. I don't know what y'all be doing with the dots. I don't even know the East Coast dots. When they start changing their name, it's Weezy Baby. Who's Weezy Baby?
Has there ever been an MC to come out of Baltimore? Some say Pac is from Baltimore.
I don't know where Pac is from, really. He lived in Baltimore, but I don't know where. Supposedly he was born.
He was born in New York. Yeah. But then he went to school.
His family was in Oakland with the thing, and I don't know. He went to School of the Arts, and his family. I went to school with some of his family in Baltimore.
He and Jada Pinkett Smith at the same time. That's where they met.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why she's still in love with him. And that's why Will Smith slapped Chris Rock.
Oh Lord.
I'm just. Look, I'm kidding, but I'm not kidding.
My friend
you could make the case, okay? Don't get me started up in there.
You're gonna say this?
You could make Andy. Don't you leave me out there by myself. Don't you leave me out there by myself. You could make the
put
case.
His headphones on. He's like, let me jump in this.
And Will Smith admitted it on the Breakfast Club. Remember that one time you was about to say that, huh? He admitted it. He said the ghost of Pac been following that cat. He says I hated him when he was alive, and I think he knows that is the man that she always wanted. Tell me I'm crazy.
No, you're speaking facts, and it makes me wonder, you know, if you're in a relationship, if you're married for that matter.
Yeah.
Because, people always ask, like, could you love multiple people at the same time?
Yeah, you can.
You know what I'm saying? Can you be in a relationship, a marriage, and still love somebody of the opposite
You know how many
sex?
people are in relationships right now, married, kids, cars, sitting in their chair. Yeah, baby, I'll be down for dinner. And crying in his heart. Just crying, tears running down. Tears of a clown.
Ding, 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 ding,
no
ding,
one's around.
Ding, ding. I'm gonna disagree with both of y'all right now.
What's the other Smokey? Take a good look at my face. Hold up, I don't know if we can clear this.
Nah. But I think if you genuinely love somebody with your whole heart, you can't duplicate that effort. If you genuinely love that one person and it's real love, a real tangible.
I don't think you can duplicate the verb of love twice.
Expound on
it. The heart is deceitful.
Okay.
You can love all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
But to do love, the verb of love, the unconditional action. Love is an action. Like,
right.
I can love, and infatuation can go into this feeling where I just feel. But when the person is like sick and you wiping their butt and their nose and you staying with them and you loving on them. You can't do that with two different people. You can't extend that beyond yourself. You can't that physical part of love. That's the part that I think you can't duplicate. You know, you're gonna be home. You're gonna be home on time. You're gonna be here for dinner. You're gonna be here for the kids. You're gonna be here for me. You're gonna be here. That here part,
right?
The women are always talking about. Women talk a lot more about here than we do. That here part, you can't duplicate that.
But that's why women say, if you genuinely love me and you tell me all the time that you not only love me, you are in love with me, how could you cheat on me?
Right, because you were supposed to be here.
Right.
Love should have brought your ass
home last night.
That was the
Speaking of
that I almost walked out the theater when she said that. I got up. I was like, "Ooh!" That was the coldest line I ever heard. It was like, "What do you know about love? What do you got that? You got that?"
And then remember, she brought it from here to the slap.
It's like, Pack! He said, "What do you mean I don't love you?
You should
said,
be happy for me." Remember?
Jacqueline said, "I'm a better person. I owe that all to you."
Pack! Love should have
You know
brought
what? I don't got hair weaved all down my back. Come man. That I will love Holly forever for that line. You hear me? I almost walked. My boys was grabbing no, Troy. I'm like, no, how you gonna mess up Holly, man? How you gonna?
Because you're probably doing the same thing I was doing. I was like, Eddie tripping. You got the wrong one.
She was like, now stay up out of my life.
Holly is.
Ooh, that was the
fine
coldest
in
line.
that movie.
I don't think there's a line colder than that to this day.
Yes, there is.
In movie, what?
In the same film at the end of the movie. Remember, Eddie pushes up on her slow, and he goes, I can't breathe.
I can't breathe without you, right? Yeah.
I was applauding in the movie. I was like, that's a cold line right there.
Look, I am a romantic comedy buff.
Okay, we're going to do this again.
You want to do top 5?
Top 5 dead or alive. Let's go.
You a romantic comedy dude?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, Lord. See, y'all getting the moistness of the men. Y'all getting the moistness of the men tonight.
Are we going black rom-coms or any rom-coms?
Let's do any. Because it's hard with blacks rom-coms.
You're racist.
Just blacks. I am racist.
You're a racist.
I'm racist when it comes. Because I'm gonna throw Nancy. But if you hear my favorite, did he say "or"?
I'm just saying.
If you hear my favorite directors, it's weird. It's Spike Lee, Michael Moore, Nancy Myers.
God, Michael Moore is a documentarian.
Yeah.
He's probably the best that ever did it.
Yeah. He ain't never, as far as I know, he's never been sued for slander.
But do you call that a director per se?
I don't know. I just like the way he puts together. Like if you see Fahrenheit 9/11 and then Fahrenheit 11/9.
Fantastic.
Oh.
He's amazing.
Bowling for Columbine.
Yeah, fantastic.
They had to give him an Oscar when he was going to say, "Shame on you, Mr. President."
Yeah.
They had to give him, get your Oscar and get on the stage. Play the music.
Get back
Come
to
on,
the
orchestra.
Get back to the rom-com because I'm curious here.
Okay. So
top 5.
Top 5 rom-coms. Okay. Boomerang.
Okay.
Serendipity.
See, I don't know that one.
John Cusack. John Cusack is in a lot of rom-coms, you know. Now
say anything. You're gonna say anything, aren't you?
No. But I was all into the 80s. So you gotta realize we didn't have a lot. That's why I love Eddie Murphy so much, because he had action and love and all the stuff in his films, and you know. So
they say that Boomerang started the black rom-com genre. He's the first one. You buy that?
Was he?
What year did that come out?
Well, I was a big fan of Sidney Poitier.
Okay.
So
but he wasn't making rom-coms.
Well, they weren't rom-coms, but he was still the man. You know, him and, Harry Belafonte. But Sidney Poitier, man.
Don't put,
Uptown Saturday
You
Night.
better put some respect on Billy D. Williams' name.
Yeah, Billy D. You want my arm to fall off? I saw Billy
really
D. Williams.
Good, by the way.
I saw him at. We did a show, Love to my guy Eric DeWitt, who passed away. We started the VG Jazz Foundation. His wife started the VG Jazz Foundation. We just did an event in Atlanta for him. But we did a show in Beverly Hills when Home was out there. And it was Ronnie Laws and Dooku Chancellor.
Wow.
Herman Jackson was playing keys. And I produced the show and I hosted the show and did comedy.
You produced and hosted that?
Yeah, I produced jazz.
That's impressive, man.
It's gonna sound like I'm bragging.
No, that's really impressive, man.
But that's why I love Inglewood.
Yeah.
June 18th, I'll be hosting the Juneteenth Taste of Inglewood.
Put it out there.
Back again.
Love it.
Again.
All right.
And I'm hitting these dead comedy stages. But Billy D. Williams was in front of the audience.
Wow.
And I was like, Billy D! You want my arm to fall off?
I think the sexiest black man in Hollywood history, Billy D. Williams.
Man, come on. I showed my daughter the Jeffersons episode.
Wow.
When Florence
When she freezes.
When she thought Billy D, for real, in real life, when she thought Billy D was a fake, and my daughter was good comedy is like that. But all right, let me think. Rom-coms. All right.
Serendipity Boomerang is where we are.
Oh man, I gotta throw some Jack Nicholson stuff in there.
Really?
Yeah, I like what's the one that
the one he got nominated for and the one he won an Oscar for?
That one was romantic comedy, but it was a lot in that movie.
Yeah.
That's a good movie though. It was as good as it gets. That was good, but you ain't like it. It was but I'm what's the one with him and the girl? Something's got to give.
Okay, I saw
Diane
that.
Keaton.
That's pretty good.
Something's got to give.
Yeah.
Top 5. What? Now I gotta let me go back. I'll pull up Love Jones.
Hold that thought.
Okay.
Look at you. You're trying to go black now. Look at it. Once you go black, you never go back.
I said I go back.
1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. In conversation inside my Post One-on-One with Troy Rawlings, Danny Mo Show, KBLA. Stay there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles. From middays to nighttime. Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
Reparations Task Force concludes its 15th meeting and votes on its final report, suggesting that upward of $800 billion is owed to Black Californians who are descendants of slaves. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you by CaliforniaBlackMedia.org. The 9-member task force finalized its recommendations for compensating Black Californians for state laws, policies, and practices that have disproportionately and negatively affected African Americans. The final report, which will be available to the public, is expected to be about 1,000 pages long. Among the recommendations made, the state of California should issue a formal apology for the perpetration of gross human rights violations and the genocide of Africans who were enslaved and their descendants. The implied admission of guilt should mitigate the harm historically inflicted on the Black community, according to members of the task force. U.S. Representative Barbara Lee says reparations are not a luxury for our people, but a human right long overdue for millions of Americans. The pandemic may be over, but many Angelinos could be at risk of losing the place they call home. It's important to know your rights as a residential renter in the city of LA. Did you know eviction protection still exists for unpaid COVID-19 rental debt that was due before March 31st, 2023? And that you have 5 days to respond to an eviction notice, also known as an unlawful detainer. Learn more about your rental rights at housing.lacity.org. Be informed, be protected, be at home.
Calling all small business owners, entrepreneurs, and startups. Vermont Slauson Economic Development Corporation is your one-stop shop for the resources and tools you need to take your business to the next level. VSEDC is a community-based nonprofit and CDFI organization recognized for decades of technical and entrepreneurial assistance to South LA small businesses, startups, and entrepreneurs for 40 years. VSEDC provides training workshops and your very own business coach, and these services are all free. That's right, these services are free. Business coaches are standing by at their South LA Business Source Center or their Watts Business Source Center. Visit their website at vsedc.org or call them now at 323-752-2335. That's Vermont Slauson Economic Development Corporation at 323-753-2335.
Gotta stay fresh, my house shot with a rest bar,
Have you visited us online for the grand opening of KBLA.store? For the best in new merch, gift ideas, books, media, and more, log on to KBLA.store. Be sure to check out our KBLA team favorites at KBLA.store today. That's KBLA.store for all the official merch on your favorite talk radio station, KBLA Talk 1580.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
In conversation inside my Post One-on-One with the man with the master plan, Mr. Troy Rawlings. We're talking about rom-coms right there. Let me get some comments out. Urban Spinster, what's that, queen? She said, Love Jones, of course. Mimi said, Troy said he was giving moistness with the rom-com. Stay dry, brother. Marcus said Billy D on the Jeffersons was a classic episode.
Yo, I just watched it again the other day.
And Ronnie Miner said, Intolerable Difference, George Clooney and Catherine Zeta-Jones. I don't know that movie.
Me neither.
Wow. And Mimi said, Jason's Lyric. That's a good one.
Jason's Lyrics was, but that's not a romantic comedy. Jason's Lyrics is just a, you know, I think she got shot in the movie. Didn't she get shot?
Spoiler alert! There's one movie I'm surprised you haven't mentioned.
All right, what'd I say?
You said Serendipity.
Uh-huh.
You said Boomerang. You said...
I said I had a You Got Mail. So
You Got Mail.
You've Got Mail is a good one. Boomerang, Serendipity. I said Love Jones. Do that in there.
Why haven't you gone Pretty Woman yet?
Pretty Woman is a good one.
I think Pretty Woman, which, by the way, still the highest charting rom-com of all time, even today.
And they had so many issues they had with that movie. And then it was
because Gary
Marshall did that.
Gary Marshall,
Penny Marshall's father.
They said they were shooting scenes, and he was just like, okay, enough, go. Next scene. There was no structure to the whole movie. Came out, biggest movie of all time.
And also they were like the whole premise of her being a prostitute, and then they didn't want Julia Roberts. I think Richard Gere said like worked for Julia Roberts to keep that role.
Yeah. He didn't even want to do the movie in the beginning. He said no to him.
Right.
And she flew to wherever he was and said, do this movie. And look at it. Made both of their careers, man.
Yeah. It's a I would like to see us represented a lot better in romantic comedies. And we do a lot of, don't get me wrong, we do a lot of our comedy type stuff. It doesn't get mainstream, but we got a lot of great mainstream. So the thing I love about Eddie Murphy films is, along with some other people, you could put anybody in those. A good film to me, you should be able to put anybody. I don't care if they're Chinese, black, if it's written well.
Yeah.
We know certain things amongst us, but it was actually, and shout out to the brother if he sees this later, Ray Murphy Jr., Eddie's cousin, who told me the story before I saw it, that there was a critic that said, here's Eddie Murphy again making a fictitious movie where all these executives and everybody in this whole world in this movie is black.
Eddie told that story on Jay Leno. Yeah.
And he said, but that's funny because the same time that came out, Boomerang came out, Boys in the Hood came out, and no one said that was fictitious.
Because there was a whole bunch of negative images of us.
Yeah, so
representation.
I want to see a lot more, you know, over the 19 years I've been doing the Sex, Love, Relationship tour, this whole Taboo Talk tour, the books, me and Yonder, shout out to my guy Yonder, and the erotic fiction books, the nonfiction books, and trying to help men and women communicate better in love. What made me say this is something doable was seeing how many people would come for 4 hours and listen to me and him talking. We joking and stuff and eating and drink for 4 hours like it's a club about sex, love, and relationships. No battle of the sexes.
Wow.
And it went from 12 people in the back of, big shout out to book author and writer Carl Weber, his bookstore, to 1,200 people in a ballroom at biker events and hedonism, and that's a whole nother thing, and different weekends, and ski trips, and you know what I'm saying? It became this huge thing of people talking and enjoying themselves. So I know we are that.
So let's unpack that, because I have a theory. I think that the reason R&B has disappeared, the love has gone from black music.
And shout out to Tank and Jay Valentine, man.
That
shout
podcast, man. I'm telling you, if
Is
y'all not listening to R&B Money right now,
R&B Money, y'all heard it here.
I'm telling you,
if y'all not listening to R&B Money, Saturday mornings you can get a bowl of cereal.
Fire. I don't miss an episode of that thing. It's
radio people know.
Woo!
Radio folks know. We know
Woo!
Good radio. Podcast ain't nothing but recorded radio. If you ain't watching big shout out, y'all can, if y'all know Tank of Jay Valentine, let them know they're getting a shout out on the AM station.
Yeah.
Which is clearer than FM in the middle of the night.
Very much so, very much.
It was the first thing. That's the baddest podcast on right now.
It's such a good podcast. They had Amarion on a few weeks ago. Couldn't care less about Amarion. But they know how to do an interview and get a content out of that cat that we would care about.
Because they have relationships. It's unassuming. They're not and they're not malicious. There's nothing about them malicious. Now, shout out to Shannon Sharp because he's killing crazy numbers and he does his own thing. But ain't nothing like that R&B Money podcast. They got Music Soul Child coming on this Sunday. They did the interview with my favorite interview I think so far is the interview with Ray Parker Jr.
Oh, see, that's not mine.
Did you see the one where Ray Parker?
I haven't seen that one.
Woo! Ray Parker dropped some. Ray Parker Jr. has some history.
People don't know that he's the one who wrote Mr. Telephone Man. I didn't know that until recently.
Well, if you ever heard the group Radio, his group Radio, go back and listen to Tavis Smiley somewhere, probably tripping right now. Go back and listen to Radio.
Yeah.
And he had a song, A Woman Needs Love Just Like You Do. Mr. Telephone.
That's the same freaking song. Wait a minute. I never really thought about that. Holy crap.
Erica, you saying stay dry? No, you don't stay dry.
He's plagiarizing his own song. What is the deal, man?
But hold up. He tells the story about Ghostbusters. He did not want to write it. He was just playing it. He was like, I don't want to write this junk. Ray Parker has a great. You gotta go back and listen to Ray Parker. What was your favorite?
John B. Man was huge.
John B. Well, John, you're from here.
Yeah, no, I'm from Bakersfield.
Oh, but you're from.
But now
California.
I'm from here. Yes.
But you're from California. Y'all California. It's all
I'm from L.A. Light. I'm from Diet Los Angeles.
So he's from Pasadena.
I know.
And yeah, that was John B. He has a good story.
And that Babyface one was pretty strong.
Babyface was strong. But yo, you gotta go back and listen to Ray Parker Jr.
Back to my point though.
Okay, good.
I think there is a dearth of love in TV and movies and just black content in general because we are so aggressive in society right now.
Right.
I think people don't know how to create that content anymore because there's no love out there. If you go to Tubi, you ever go to Tubi and watch that content there?
They putting everything up on Tubi. No offense to Tubi.
You be seeing cats with bullet wounds and everything. And, yeah, it's crazy. That being said, we don't know how to do it anymore. So how do we get back to it? Because
people that know how to do it, we have to start. One of the things I try to come away from, and God is my witness, pushing yourself back into the Father and all this stuff, and you're trying to do your art and you're trying to focus and balance everything, especially when stuff hit the fan. But then something will come up, like me doing a comedy show, me producing a show in Atlanta, shows in Baltimore, me getting my hand in or mentoring somebody in the realm. I've been doing this entertainment thing for 30 years.
Wow.
So something will come up and say, yo, don't forget why you came here. Mm-hmm. You came here to see how this live show production thing translated into TV and film. You wanted to get into that arena. Mm-hmm. And the biggest reason I want to be in that arena more is to create stuff. A big shout out to Kevin on stage, what he's been able to do.
He's doing it.
And also doing it and not being phony about it.
Mm-hmm.
No offense to Tyler Perry. He's just a different generation, came up a different way.
True.
Kev is our generation. Mm-hmm. So, and Tony Baker and all Ida Rodriguez and Clayton Thomas and all these people that are doing some amazing things that I met when I first came here. My biggest goal, now a lot of them are hearing like, oh, I didn't know. Yeah, I wanted to make and not only keep perpetuating helping men and women communicate better in love, but also doing it through the media, through the content, and eventually through making more rom-coms and movies like us. Love movies. Like, we don't have enough love movies.
So what do you say to those people? Answer this on the other side. You gonna stick around?
Yeah. That's where I go.
What do you say to those people that say, because of the advent of social media, love is now dead because it's too easy these days to have a sex life without love, and you trying to make a rom-com or whatever content, black content, it will never fly because we don't care about that love anymore.
Oh, we care.
1-800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580. Inside my post one-on-one with Troy Rawlings. We continue on the other side. Danny Mo Show, KBLA, News and Traffic right now. Stay there.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Julius White. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. President Biden is heading to Japan as negotiations over raising the debt ceiling are being held in Washington. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said Biden will attend the G7 summit to talk with leaders about the war in Ukraine, clean energy, and artificial intelligence. There are now differing versions of what Prince Harry and Meghan Markle say was a near-catastrophic car chase for 2 hours with paparazzi in New York City.